Experience ergonomic excellence. That's how X-Chair describes their ergonomic office chairs. The X3, spec'd with headrest and heating cooling massager, like I have here, sells for $1,244. This price is getting up there with flagship chairs from the most recognizable brands in the world. I'm excited to find out if this chair truly does offer ergonomic excellence and whether the price tag is worth what you're getting from the chair. The bar was set high for the X3 because of that price point, but the parts felt solid coming out of the box, and the upholstery felt like it could be worth the price that X-Chair is charging. I don't usually focus too much on assembly in these videos, but I feel like it's needed here. Chairs from brands like Herman Miller, Steelcase, and Hayworth come fully assembled. This not only saves time on assembly up front, but also makes it easier to return the chair if you need to, because you don't need to disassemble it with tools that you may not have. To get the X-Chair fully assembled, it'll cost you an additional $159. This may be worth it for some, considering it will take you around 30 to 60 minutes to get the chair together, but it will push the price north of $1,400. If you're looking to fast track your chair search, check out our office chair cheat sheet in the description. The X2 is the model right below the X3 in the X-Chair seating family. It has historically been one of our lowest rated chairs, but there are numerous changes when going from the X2 to the X3, and there are two things that I think make a world of difference. The first we're going to cover right now, and the other later on in the video. The first game changer for me is the seat. The X2 has a pulled mesh seat design with that classic pad in the front that causes a terrible crease that can be felt on the back of your legs. That paired with a pronounced hard frame makes the seat quite uncomfortable to me, borderline unusable. The X3 does not have this problem because it has a foam design with a very comfortable upholstery. It's soft, cush, and feels good on the initial sit test. I have no idea how it will hold up over 30 days, but I'll do my best to find out. Another added bonus is the moisture repellent system on the fabric on the X3. I was very skeptical of this, but X-Chair is very, very aggressive with their marketing in promoting this feature, and truthfully, it is quite amazing. I dumped an entire cup of water on this, which is quite excessive for a test, and it went away pretty much instantly, leaving just a tad bit of wetness. So I really believe their claims, and this is a very cool feature, especially for gamers in a home environment. The backrest isn't quite as drastic of a change from the X2, but it's still noticeable with the different style upholstery and little extra foam. I don't feel the frame where the lumbar meets the upper portion of the back, and my shoulders don't feel the upper portion of the frame when I lean back and move. The back feels soft and supportive. It can also go almost fully upright, and the back height adjustment makes sure you can get the lumbar curve where it's most comfortable for you. While I like the backrest quite a bit, it's the heating cooling massager that may be my favorite part. It's not because of the massage aspect. That's actually quite terrible. I can barely feel it.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend this.
But I love the cooling fan. Being able to blow a little bit of cold air up my back is amazing. It reminds me a lot of the cooled seat feature in my car. The headrest feels almost perfect on the initial sit test. It has the same upholstery design as the seat and back. It's comfortable on my head and neck and also has good adjustability. The height range is solid, and the tilt feature is big enough to allow for a lot of different heights and sitting styles. My one gripe so far is that it doesn't always want to stay in place. Granted, I am pushing it to the limit on my initial testing, so maybe it won't be as bad once I start using it for days at a time, but it is a concern for me now. The headrest is easy to remove if you decide you don't like it, which does make it less of a concern because you're not stuck with it like a lot of chairs. While the seat back and even headrest look good on the X3, the arms are the first area where I think there's a noticeable difference between the X3 and similarly priced chairs from the majors. The arm pads aren't bad, they have plenty of softness, but compared to chairs from brands like Herman Miller and Steelcase for the same price, they just don't hold up. The adjustments are where we really see the disparity simply due to their limited ranges. They have a good number of adjustments, they just lack the versatility and motion that chairs like the Fern, Zodi, Leap, Gesture, Aeron, Mira, the list goes on and on and on. These chairs just give you a much wider range of adjustment as compared to what you're getting on the X-Chair X3. I touched on two game-changing things that made the X3 so much better for me than the X2. The first was that seat design. The The second is the recline. I cannot stand the way the X2 reclines with a permanently engaged forward tilt mode that always wants to put you way up in the chair. The X2 has one of my least favorite tilt mechanisms of any chair that I've ever used. The X3 goes away from that and has a standard synchro tilt mech with a deep recline and multiple locking positions. This mech feels like a godsend compared to that X2, but it's still not perfect, and this is another area where I may have to question the price tag on the X3. The tilt tension isn't great. It doesn't allow you to use the full range smoothly. No matter how you configure the tension, you will always need to do the work yourself on either the deepest end to push it all the way back or to pull you back up to an upright position.
You have to sit up and come out of it. It reminds me of the Aeron Classic.
Overall, I still like the recline, but it's a noticeable step down compared to chairs from Hayworth, Herman Miller, and Steelcase. The X-Chair X3 doesn't seem perfect out of the gate, but even chairs that I consider to be S-tier have their flaws. I'm curious to see how my thoughts change after using the chair for several weeks in a row. If the X-Chair isn't right for you, check out our office chair cheat sheet in the description for more ideas.